With just over 2 weeks to go before voting booths open, Jeraldine Yap takes us through what Singaporeans can expect from now to polling day.
As soon as the notice of a contested election is issued, the political roller coaster begins, setting the stage for campaigning. For at least the next 9 days, brace yourself for a whirlwind. Handshakes, speeches, slogans, and yes, selfies. Candidates will be everywhere, pounding pavements, knocking on doors, and making their presence felt. From hawker centres to HDB blocks, the streets transform into political arenas. Think banners, posters and flags lining the streets. And after the COVID-era pause, election rallies are back. It will be loud and lively. Expect packed fields, booming speakers and fiery passion as candidates deliver their promises, outlining what they will bring to office if elected. Back at home, TVs and radios turn into battlegrounds too, with political broadcasts giving each party their primetime spotlight. From memes to manifestos, the digital conversation will shape the narrative. 9 days, but packed with enough suspense and wildcard moments that will keep the nation on edge. The day before polling day is designated as cooling off day. That means no campaigning and no fresh election ads online or offline. It's a pause for reflection. A moment for voters to consider the issues before making their choice. Then, on polling day, the action resumes. Polling stations open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. across Singapore. Voters will head to their assigned stations to cast their ballots. More than 2.75 million Singaporeans are registered to vote in this general election. Singaporeans abroad aren't left out. Registered overseas voters can cast their ballots at designated overseas polling stations. And for the first time ever in a parliamentary election, postal voting is available following its debut in the 2023 presidential election. When polls close at 8 p.m, the counting begins. Ballot boxes are taken to counting centres island-wide. A sample count will be announced first, a sneak peek at how things might go. Then it's the final tally, hours of anticipation before the returning officer announces which candidates have won their seats. And just like that, the votes are in. The nation decides.
When Singapore heads to the polls, voters will choose candidates from either a group representation constituency or a single-member constituency, depending on where they live. Those elected will earn a seat in Parliament, and this time, 97 seats are being contested, the highest number to date. Jeraldine Yap breaks down what this increase means for both voters and parties.
Every general election determines who fills up the bulk of these seats in Parliament. Here, elected members have the responsibility of making laws, checking on the government's actions and policies, and scrutinising the state's finances. All decisions are made through votes by the MPs, with laws passed when there is support from the majority.
Those who agree say aye.
Every now and then, the House may also see heated exchanges across the aisle.
The honourable member went beyond the line.
Before its dissolution, the most recent parliament had 93 seats for elected MPs. But with changes made to the electoral boundaries this year, that number is set to increase to 97 at the next polls. Now, 82 of these seats will go to 18 GRCs with either 4 or 5 members and 15 individuals in SMCs. Now, altogether, these additional 4 seats could make quite a difference in the House.
It does allow for more questions, more comments, more recommendations to be made in Parliament, and that can be a boon to policy making. It's also about engaging with national and international issues.
Another analyst points out that representation on both sides of the House will improve the quality of debate. That's because those from the same party will be aligned in sentiment, and opposing views may introduce new perspectives.
If we get a situation where there are some opposition and we still keep these opposition parties there, then perhaps we will see a little bit more of a robust debate because they do give alternative voice. That will add value to any form of discussions in Parliament, however, whether you agree or disagree with what's been discussed.
The analysts also urge voters to keep their eye out for what candidates say during campaigning as a signal of their opinions and what issues they may raise in Parliament if elected.
And for more analysis, we're joined by Dr Teo Kay Key, Research Fellow at the Institute of Policy Studies Social Lab. Dr Teo, thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thank you for your invitation.
So first of all, your thoughts on the timing of this GE, and what do you also make of PM Lawrence Wong's strategy so far, with this being his first election as Prime Minister and Secretary General of the ruling party?
Well, so we do know that the election has a hard deadline of November this year. So it is known that we would have the election sometime within this year. In terms of the timing itself, I think right now we seem to be entering a time of more uncertainty with a lot of recent developments in the international environment, changing things quite a bit. So probably it was one of the factors that led to the timing of this time's GE to perhaps get a fresh mandate as well as a fresh start so that the Parliament is confirmed and can get down to work in terms of designing the policies and solutions needed to get Singaporeans through this time. In terms of PM Wong's current strategy, I think we have seen based on the candidates that have been confirmed, there's a good mix of experience as well as new faces. So there seems to be this balance between continuity and sustainability in the party itself. And that is probably one way that he has an eye to perhaps a longer term trajectory of the party beyond this current term of election.
Anything that has stood out to you the most so far?
Well, the thing that has stood out so far is perhaps the confirming of the constituencies one by one. So actually, we do have a sense of who is running where, and that probably would lead to perhaps voters, constituents being more sure of who is going to be potentially the MP for the next 4 to 5 years.
Earlier you were talking about uncertainty, and we heard from PM Wong, who said that the world is becoming more uncertain and unstable, and at this critical juncture, Singaporeans should decide on the team to lead our nation. Is this shaping up to be yet another crisis election like in GE2020 amid the COVID-19 pandemic that we saw?
Well, I think it's a bit of difference because in 2020 it was very clear we were in the middle of a crisis. It's very definable. We were in the pandemic. It was COVID-19. We had to do the entire campaigning period as well as voting in very extraordinary times. There were social distancing measures in place, and we also had to wear masks. So these things actually do affect how people visually feel that it's in the middle of a crisis. Things are a bit different this time because it is not so definable yet. I mean, we are heading into uncertain times, that's for sure, but we are not sure how and what shape this potential crisis might take. Is it economic, or is it going to have far more circumstances or implications beyond that? So that is something that's a bit different compared to 2020.
Mr. Wong also said that he does not have a target vote share in mind this time, and that he is expecting a fierce competition across all wards. What is at stake in this election?
Well, at stake at this election is probably pretty many constituencies, because we have seen that several opposition parties have actually made claims on certain seats already. So we will be expecting fights of or contests that are quite closely fought in different areas of Singapore. For example, the east, the northeast, and perhaps in the west as well. So these are things that would probably be something that we will be looking at in the few days to come.
All right, Dr. Teo, when we look at issues, cost of living, right, has been a major point on manifestos that we've seen across the various parties so far. From your research on the ground, what exactly are the pain points and what do voters want solved?
Well, cost of living is definitely something people are looking at, and this really cuts across many demographic profiles. What people are actually thinking about is really the rising costs of living, and this actually impacts people to varying extents, at least to some extent, even if they are of a higher or more comfortable circumstances. So in this sense, people are looking at, the costs are rising higher and faster than their incomes, and they have to dedicate a higher proportion of their disposable incomes to footing bills and buying necessities. So these are very real concerns that they are looking at as well.
What other issues do you think voters will be looking out for in this GE, both nationally and within their respective constituencies?
Nationally, I think one topic that might come up would be political representation, because at this current state of our political development, we do see several parties that have the ability to attract several credible and quite qualified candidates to their fold. So this is more than just the PAP now. So I think in that sense, people would be thinking about, we already have opposition parties that can win and retain seats, including in GRCs. So what next? Where should we go from here? And what form should political diversity take?
All right. And we are also seeing multi-courted fights shaping up in the lead up to nomination day. They're coming in fast and furious. What strategies do you see opposition parties taking when choosing which wards to contest in?
So what we see currently is that there is no one opposition party that has the resources so far to contest in all constituencies across Singapore. So what they have to do now is really to make a decision on where to more effectively allocate their resources in campaigning and in contesting. And what we have seen now is the impact of the electoral boundaries report, because several constituencies are actually affected. We also see that there are overlapping claims because of that from different opposition parties, and they will have to start making up for this by really visiting areas where they may have not gone to if they are sticking quite closely to the 2020 boundaries previously. So I think that will be something that they will have to be thinking about in the days to come.
It's a huge moment for Singapore, an exciting 3 weeks ahead for the country. Dr. Teo, appreciate your insights tonight. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
That was Dr. Teo Kay Key, Research Fellow at the Institute of Policy Studies Social Lab.